On today's episode of More Tools and Sense, I'm going to show you how to build this combo saw and save room in your wood shop. Now, woodworking is not my favorite thing to do, but I do need to have all the tools ready and available for me to use. Right now, they are taking up a lot of space though, and they're a big mess. So my goal is going to be to take nearly everything that's on this table and compress it so that it all fits within the space of just this table saw. Let's get started. Alright, step one is going to be to mount this on hinges so that you can fold it up and set it here, and then when you're done using it, it'll fold down and be mostly out of the way. Once it's up, I hope to line it up so that this flat part of the saw here is going to be height level with the fence from the table saw, and that way you'll be able to rest your workpiece all the way across. Alright, well I got it bolted in and I leveled it up temporarily. The only problem is that this flat part of the saw is just about 1/4 of an inch lower than the fence on the table saw. So I'm going to want to put a couple of spacers in there to lift it up, make up the gap, and then it should be all square. Good enough. Folds away nicely now, and lift her right back up. Now, since I don't want to have this other table around, in order to hold it up, I think we're going to need to add some extra support legs. Alright, well the miter saw is pretty much done. Really happy with the way it turned out. I've got a nice level transition across to the fence for when you're holding wood across that way. And then the legs work really well. They're pretty sturdy and they're pretty simple too. I didn't end up having to do anything to snap them open. The weight of the saw does a really nice job of just holding them that way. When you fold it, you just lift and fold them underneath and they go away. And then when you open it back up, pretty much it's automatic. And they just snap down and get held in place like that. Alright, well I'm really happy with the way the table saw turned out. The miter saw part is pretty easy to open and close and it's nice and stable. I made a very simple shelf for the belt sander down below. I don't use that super often, so it's okay if I have to pull it out of there if I need to use it for a long time. And I already had this outfeed table made up. It's pretty simple, just a couple of 2x4s and a piece of PVC pipe thrown together. I also made this dust collection system, which is just some sheet metal underneath with a piece of old exhaust tubing welded to it. And then I made a simple cover on the back to try to keep most of the dust from getting kicked out the back end while it's running as well. Alright, well now that I combined all of my woodworking tools into one folding workstation, what am I going to do with that extra space and that whole extra table I had? Well, obviously I'm going to make a rolling workstation for the garage. Alright, well hopefully you enjoyed this small project. If you have any questions about how things are done, feel free to ask them in the comments. And of course, like and subscribe to this video so you can see more small projects like this, as well as some other bigger projects involving turbochargers, diesel engines, and all kinds of crazy crap.